Sera. I'm an art director at an ad agency by day, and by night I'm a jack of many trades, master of none, illustrator, bookbinder, and journaler. Thank you so much to everyone who's already reached out to me about the journal on Instagram. It's been super nice getting to know you all over what I thought at the time were just pages in my 2020 journal. So I'm going to be taking you on an overview today through my 2020 one page a day journal. I won't go through every page, but I hope by the end of it this will inspire you to pick up your own journal in 2021. And later I'll be making videos on my process through my 2021 journaling so we can get inspired together. At the end of the video, I'll be talking about all the materials I use, from my journal to my pens, my markers, tape, what have you. But without further ado, let's get going. All right, let's jump into my first journal. Okay, so this is my 2020 journal. I'm gonna slaughter her name, but the maker is Marjorie Delhaas out of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Amazing journals, super great design, really simple, and everything that I needed this year. So they're great because they come wrapped in this nice, this plastic protective cover. They even have like a nice pocket in the front for if you want to store some stuff in it. And then I also use the inside. This isn't probably meant for storage, but I like it for storage, and I just hold all of my my loose sheets in there. Keeps everything super neat. And every day has a number on it for the 365 days of the year. And then in the back there is a nice little glossary that you can use. I didn't end up using it, but I still think that the design is really nice and it was cool to have. Maybe something that I should do in 2021. But just to run you through, again, they've got these amazing packets for loose leaf, but every day is just, all there is a number. Let me try to find a blank page. So they start looking something like this, super plain, not even a date, really simple. And then you fill them in as you want. So to go through mine, I mean, I try to do something every day, whether it's a drawing, whether it's writing, and I don't really give myself any rules. I do try to write down a date and a day of the week just so that I have it, and then the rest is kind of up to me. One thing that I did try to do is, because I was just coming back from Germany, is I tried to write headers in German just so that every day I could kind of practice new words that I knew that I was actually going to use, because I find that like if you use a bunch of books, they teach you things that you may never use. So for example, I'm 25 years old, this is my birthday, words that I'll actually remember now because I can go back and put it in here. So here I started off with a lot of writing, and then I got into some of the books that I'd been reading. I tried to write down also every workout that I did at the bottom for that day, just to kind of hold myself accountable. But really everything is super loose. This day I'd moved into my apartment, and I started getting furniture for my apartment, so I just made notes of the different furniture, some plates and bowls that I'd gotten. Sometimes I plan projects on here. I was planning out a little book, but please don't be intimidated by the amount of words in here. Some days I have more words than others. Sometimes I add in stickers. It's an easy way to remember something that I did or something that I liked that day without having to do anything myself if I'm being lazy. But just from the stickers, I know that I was what I did that day. And having these little headers for me were super helpful, because even if I didn't have time to go write stuff during the day, it was really nice to just have an overview. So I also let my friends add into it sometimes. So it was a friend's birthday. Another thing that's nice about writing little headers on each page is that it goes nicely in the back glossary, so I can see that I did my tax returns and had Easter babka. On the 103rd day was Easter, and I cut my finger and so on and so forth. And then you can just have this little glossary that's like chapters of your life, but each day. So I won't go through every page, and of course, like, some stuff is more personal than others, but I like to just keep it all in one place if I can, so that when I go back, I don't have a bunch of journals to pop back and forth through. I even duct tape some stuff in here. I use a lot of washi tape. I find it's super, super nice to have around, and just to stick in other pieces that didn't fit before. And I also use it as these little side flaps. So if you see, every month on the side has a little tab here, so I can remember that this is January, February, March, April, May, so on and so forth, because this journal is super, super minimalistic, and wouldn't do it for me. There's sometimes that I wish, that I start thinking that I wish this journal had more, like a calendar or something. And then I think about it again, and I'm glad that it doesn't, because I don't know, I think that the more structure that they give you sometimes, you end up not using it the way that it was intended for. So it's nice to just have this super, super blank slate that you can do exactly what you want with. But yeah, so this is my journal. I'll just keep flying through the pages so you can kind of get an idea of the different layouts that I do, if you can even call them layouts. Some days I just remind myself how much coffee I drink, so I can maybe stop in the future, but not yet. It's also just nice to draw the things that I like the design of. Sometimes I put lettering in here. Some days it honestly just helps to write in the things that you're feeling, even if you don't write in why. I found it really therapeutic at the time. Sometimes I write in an actual schedule. So it's not that exciting to look back on necessarily, but at the time it's just like a way that I can have a little calendar for myself to get through a day. But it's nice because I can kind of just like watch my year in reverse. And one thing that I like to do, that I used to do when I used to do bullet journaling, is keep a mid-year review or do some sort of layout that I can kind of look back and look forward on. So I have a mid-year review. Just, I don't think that the 222nd day of the year is a mid-year review really, but just something that I can kind of assess where I'm at and see where I want to move forward to. And then I have a ton of writing in here to just go over my thoughts about how the year had gone. And 2020 was a super crazy year, so you know that there's a lot to a lot to think back on. You can see I kind of was bad and missed a few days here, but I always try to not let that discourage me and just get right back into it when I can. I always do try to use the same pens, but sometimes I just have to use whatever's around me. And I'll show what kind of pen I use later, because I think that the kind of pen you use can change everything. My pen of choice actually is an erasable pen, so I can go in and edit even though it looks like a pen, which I like a lot because it kind of it gives me the look of permanence without the actual commitment. I don't know what that says about myself, but I do find it really, really nice to be able to edit my my drawings. But yeah, I missed a lot at the end, but I still kind of kept little things going. And I also have a little back section just writing down different classes that I'd taken online, different videos that I'd watched. And then I've got all of my my scrap back here of things that I just liked and didn't want to let go of, including this wrapping that that these come in. Super, super pretty, super minimalistic. but nonetheless, very nice to have. So that is my 2020 year in review. And I'll show a little bit about the pens. So again, this is the pen that I use. It's called a Friction, Frix. Let's see if I can get it in here. ION. They're made by Pilot. They're a Japanese brand. They have a lot of different settings you can do if you get one of these nice multicolored pens. They also actually work in highlighter form, so who knew that markers could be erasable, but they can. So super, super fun to go in. They work with heat, that's why they're called Friction. So it's not that the ink actually disappears, it's just that the ink turns clear once it gets hot. So if you leave these out in the sun, probably not so good for the pen or for your drawings, but really, really nice for something like this that I keep with me. I'll put a link to these in the description. And then again, I use these washi tape. These ones are a couple different brands, but I just like to have one that's kind of, or a couple colors that I can do for different things. And I just keep it by my desk so I can tape in whatever didn't fit on a page. Hi everyone, thank you so much for checking out my 2020 recap of my daily journal this year. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope that it inspired at least some of you to go get a 2021 journal for yourself this year. I know that 2020 was crazy, but let's make 2021 even better, but just as memorable. I'm going to have all the links in the description down below for paper, books, markers, pens, you name it. But if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section or find me on Instagram, link also below. And I'd super, super appreciate it if this was at all helpful for you to like and subscribe below so I can continue helping more people get inspired to start their daily journaling for their 2021. So thank you again. Happy New Year. Happy 21.